So Efrem, how long have we been traveling for?
I guess it started 1 year ago.
Yeah. LA?
New York,
London?
Italy,
France?
Iceland,
China?
Hong Kong, Japan. It's been fun.
Yeah, I'm gonna miss this place.
But before we reminisce, let's enjoy the day.
Let's do it. If you watched one of my earlier videos, we've been to this church before. It is VikaForte Sanctuario. So today we're gonna climb to the top. As you can see, we had to put our iPhones in this little bag and put on some climbing equipment because it's about 80 meters high and the biggest elliptical dome church in the world, or at least one of the biggest. I had an English phone guide so I can understand what she is saying. Although the tour guide did speak English, she was just speaking Italian for everyone else. We made stops at every level so the guide could talk about the historical facts and more information about the artists, which is really cool, but I'm a little bit afraid of heights, so as you can see, I get a little nervous at each stop. But it was definitely worth it to conquer my fears for that view. I mean, look at where we were. We were so close to the paintings and the art, which, fun fact about this artist, he's really known for making this cool 3D effect with each of the figures he painted, the prophets, the apostles, and then climbing through the narrow passageways was definitely an adventure. I've never done anything like this, especially through a really old church, and I didn't even know you could go all the way to the top. I was nervous, but look at that view of the Alps, the Italian Alps, and then we went all the way to the very top where you can literally see the wooden planks of where the artist had painted, and I couldn't put my phone over the edge. I'm sorry, guys. Okay. I'm sweating from all that exercise, so now it's time for a cold treat.
It's so good.
Italy has the best gelato, for sure.
What do you expect, of course?
Today is so magical.
It's warm. The first real day of spring.
Yes. So how do you think traveling together has changed our relationship?
When you travel alone, you can adapt, and it's hard because you're alone and you don't have anyone else. But when you have someone, you can, figure out problems together, but you have to learn to figure out problems together. At first, it's so hard to figure out how to solve something when you're in a panic mode situation and you're like, oh my gosh, how do I solve this? And you have to learn to collaborate as a couple. It took a second, even for us.
Not going at each other's throats. I have a full...
Yeah, make more sound.
This is
That is
ASMR.
annoying. No, it's not ASMR.
You have to be patient with one another.
Like in this moment. How do we handle arguments? By constantly being together.
I feel like when we are in an argument, we can take ourselves out of it because we're like, oh, I'm just stressed, I'm tired. It helps take the blame off of each other.
Yeah.
When we're in a high stress situation, of course, we're at each other's throats.
Yeah, that's
usually
true. How has seeing different ways of life changed how we define success and happiness? What do you mean seeing different ways of life?
As we travel, seeing how the Japanese people live, how Italians live, how the Chinese live. I feel because when we were in Japan, we saw a very strong work culture, but it wasn't so different than the United States for me. Versus in Italy, it's very dolce far nulla. Clearly, you get so many people just don't work in the month of August, which is unheard of. I feel like I've heard people work all hours in the US or in Japan on the weekends. So I feel like it's really taught me to not burn through, to try to get to be successful, work hard, but also...
A good way of saying it, I think it's when you go to the gym and you're training, and you need both the training days but also the rest days to let your muscle heal and grow bigger. And that's the same thing, being able to do the work, go towards success, but then at the same time be able to take a day and be like, okay, today I'm resting because I need the energy for, what's coming next.
I love that. That's a good way. That was very well put.
What's next?
It looks like it's going to be a good day for a sunset.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that view. Look at the sunset.
It's nice. I'm gonna miss all this.
Me too.
I mean, the city is good, but I mean, I love New York, but this is just special.
The Alps, the mountains.
Yeah. I mean, when you live here every day, you give it for granted, because I grew up here. But it's always really nice now to go back for a little bit. It can get boring.
Enjoy the fresh air.
Yeah.
How do you think this journey pushed us out of our comfort zones?
I mean, changing city and place every time, it does that 100%. Especially because you have to adapt every time to a new environment, new culture, new everything.
See.
Everything changes so fast because you just fly and you're in a new environment that you have to learn. And so it for sure helps, learning how to adapt to something new. I feel like it was helpful for both of us that way.
For sure. I was definitely not comfortable with new things.
What's something we used to stress about that now we learn to let go of?
I guess for me, it was like the fear of change and the unknown, fear of the unknown, and like fear of discomfort, because I love my comfort zone. So letting go of that to fully embrace change and to fully embrace where we are and to live in the present and live in the moment.
For me, I've been doing this for a little bit longer than you, and I used to stress a lot about travel and like having to get a train and get a plane or anything like that.
Yeah.
It's scary sometimes. Even the first times from here you had to go to Milan, it was always really scary. But then, you learn to let that go, and you learn that, it is scary at first, but because it brings something cool after. And so you turn that into excitement.
I love that we both chose New York.
The craziest place
The
to go.
craziest place. But somehow feels
Right.
right. Yeah, like the most home.
I guess we'll see what's gonna happen.
Yep.
By the way, my leg hurts
I know.
a lot because we're sitting
squatting
here
in grass.
and the camera is really far away.
Yeah.
Because we wanted this shot with the mountains.
That's
but,
true. I hope this looks cool. I hope I'm in
probably
a
out of
focus.
focus a little bit.
No.
That's slowly, not too much force. Slowly from the center, and you slowly open it up.
Sailing over pavement without two
There's oil.
Without touching. Slowly.
I like to see the shape you're in from time to time. I just wanna see your shadow next to mine. I just wanna see the same things you can see. Understand the meaning only
No one is evaluating the guy who made the tire, which made this possible.
I just wanna see the same things you can see.
Buon appetito. Grazie.
Baby, you know I just like to fly.
Good.
I
Yeah.
just wanna go out